Spring has sprung at the strawberry farms. I have all the details.
New app helps keep people safe during the warm weather. We'll show you.
And what will UNT students be doing this summer?
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Victor Villagran.
And I'm Donald Britton. This weather is looking and feeling great, Victor. Spring is definitely here.
I couldn't agree more, Donald. Not only that, but flowers have grown and also a local strawberry farm. ntTV's Christine Guevara is out there live. Christine?
Thanks, guys. I had to wear red today because I am at the Pecan Creek Strawberry Farms located in Pilot Point at 121 Fouch Road. With me now are the owners, Chris and Kylie Damasis. Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for doing this interview with us.
Yes, of course, we're happy to
All
have
right.
you guys.
What inspired you guys to start up the strawberry?
Well, Chris is a fourth-generation farmer, and so I always was drawn to his type of lifestyle, and so he started growing strawberries about 10 years ago, and he actually had the idea of like, hey, let's see if people want to do it themselves. And this is my family's land. It's been in our family for 100 years, and so my grandma said, come on, and we thought, well, let's try it, and now here we are 4 years later and on opening day, and it's been growing great.
Great. And there was that crazy snowstorm back in February. How did that affect the business going into the spring?
We were terrified, to be honest with you. The leaves were solid brown about a little over a month ago, but they come out of it, they revived and greened back up, and it looks to be one of the best seasons we've ever had.
Now, when can I come by and pick some strawberries for myself?
Okay, so we're open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. We start opening at 10 a.m. You can get here a little bit before because our parking lot does open, but the best time for berries is at 10 a.m. Our website and Facebook says that we close at 6 p.m., but we close the field when it picks out, and typically that's around lunchtime, early afternoon. So if you're ever coming to visit us, always check Facebook, Instagram, and or our website because we update it as up to date. So that's your best plan of action for coming to see us.
Great, perfect. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so come on down to the Pecan Creek Strawberry Farms and get yourself some fresh berries. Donald and Victor, back to you.
Thanks, Christine. You know, Victor, there's only one thing hotter than me, and that's this summer heat.
Donald, I think that Texas heat is starting to get to your head a little. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Lexi Flores, to get some updates. Lexi?
Thanks, guys. Now, Donald, you're right about one thing. It's hot outside. And taking a look at our current temperature, it's sitting at 81 degrees with a wind speed of 15 miles per hour. Now, going into tonight's conditions, there is about a 50% chance of rain, bringing the temperature down to 56 degrees. However, we don't have to worry about any of that hail in the Metroplex area visiting Denton. Going into tomorrow's conditions, it's going to get a little bit warmer at 73 degrees with a wind speed of 25 miles per hour, making it feel like 70. That's all I have for our first look. I'll keep you guys updated on weather later in the show. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Lexi. Now, we all know how stressful life has been during this pandemic. And for some Americans, that has led to many falling off their fitness routines, including myself. So what can they do? ntTV's own David Moreno is out at a park with some fitness tips to get back into shape. David?
Hey Donald, you caught me right in the middle of my second set of jumping jacks. Let me catch my breath real quick. Now listen, like most Americans, I too fell out of my workout routine during the pandemic, leading to some major weight loss. In fact, 18% of Americans reported undesired weight loss. On the flip side, 42% of adults reported undesired weight gain. So now that it's getting safe to work out back in public, what are some workouts that you could do to get back into shape? Don't worry because I have you covered. Now the first workout that is highly recommended is the classic push-up. Now I get it, push-ups are hard. I have definitely struggled doing them in the past. But push-ups are important because it works out a variety of different muscles. It works out your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, and your core. The second workout I recommend doing are squats. Now who wouldn't want some nice legs, especially with the summer coming up? Great way to start. And last but not least, if you want to work out your entire body, simply running is perfect. Now I could use some improvement for my cardio, and I think since I have a little bit of time, I'm gonna go run a quick mile real fast. Victor and Donald, I will catch you guys later.
Good luck on that mile out there, David. And if you plan on taking his advice and get more exercise outdoors, you may also want to think about keeping safe with a new piece of technology. David Louis has more.
Safety is a concern for anyone out walking, jogging, or hiking, day or night. A junior at Valley Christian High School in San Jose wanted to speed up the reporting of sexual assault. She created an app she thinks does that.
Help! It will trigger a loud alarm to scare off the intruder. Then, it will prepare a ready-made text message to send to 911 with the user's location.
16-year-old Dia Hutavali developed Keep Me Safe, which was the winner among 12 apps submitted for a competition sponsored by San Jose Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren. Dia came up with improvements over existing apps utilizing voice recognition.
People don't really have the amount of time to press a bunch of buttons, and it can be very confusing. Whereas when you are using voice recognition, all you really need to do is say the word help.
The user activates the app when potential danger arises, listening for that keyword help. It also creates a text alert for police with the user's location. That solves what she considered a weakness in other apps that send messages to friends or family, which could delay response. Dia's app is available on the Apple App Store for free as a public service. Representative Lofgren praised Dia for what she developed.
It's about power. It's about keeping women from being fully who they are. And that's why what you're doing is very important.
Dia plans to study computer science in college. She's also working on her next app, one that will allow diners to determine if a menu item they want to order might have ingredients that could trigger an allergic reaction. In San Jose, David Louis, ABC 7 News.
We checked it out on the App Store, and it details exactly how to use this neat new addition to your phone.
Well, all this talk about warm weather and spring makes me think of summer. So we asked a few UNT students what they plan to do this summer.
I will actually be studying abroad in the UK, traveling with UNT and one of my professors to study at a university there.
My boyfriend's coming back, he's deployed. So I'll really get a chance to spend a lot of quality time with him.
I was gonna work over the summer, and I still might, but I don't want to work as much. So I'll probably just spend time with like my family and my friends and stuff like that.
I can't wait for summer, but I still have spring fever. If you don't have it, there's a garden in DFW that is sure to change that.
And a new SGA president and vice president have been elected and have plans for more student involvement.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
Azalea is my world. When I heard that she had a tumor, everything just became dark. When I came to St. Jude, I started to get back some light in my life.
On top of first class, best care, you will never receive a bill. So that you can zoom in and just focus on this child. The only thing we had to worry about was just keeping Azalea comfortable. St. Jude saved her life, and it saved us as a family.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
A high school shooting earlier this afternoon left one person dead and a police officer wounded. The shooting happened in a high school in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is a developing situation. What we know now is that police were called to the school after reports of a male suspect who was possibly armed. As officers approached the subject, shots were fired. One officer was shot and has been hospitalized, and another person was pronounced dead at the scene. A second person is now in custody. All students not involved in the situation have been sent home to their families.
The third week in the trial of Derek Chauvin started today. The prosecution kicked off by questioning a cardiologist providing his insight into George Floyd's death. CNN's Camila Bernal tells us more.
That's my oldest brother, George. Yeah.
Week 3 of testimony in the Derek Chauvin murder trial underway, with the prosecution beginning to wrap up its case against a former Minneapolis police officer. Cardiologist Dr. Jonathan Rich laying out his opinion on Floyd's death.
I believe that Mr. George Floyd's death was absolutely preventable.
Dr. Rich also testifying that he does not believe Floyd died from a drug overdose. The defense pushing back.
There's lots of things that can make the heart work harder and faster, right?
Sure.
I mean, methamphetamine being one of them.
Yes.
Meanwhile, tensions remain high in the area after a black man was fatally shot by a police officer on Sunday. Police say they were trying to take 20-year-old Dante Wright into custody during a traffic stop after learning he had outstanding warrants. He got back into his vehicle, at which point police shot him.
This appears to me, from what I viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge.
We will do all that is within our power to make sure that justice is done for Dante Wright.
The defense attorney for Chauvin arguing after Sunday's shooting that the jury should now be sequestered. The judge declined that request. In Minneapolis, I'm Camila Bernal.
UNT has a new president. Well, at least at the student government level. Last Friday, the UNT Student Government Association announced their new president and vice president, Devon Skinner and David Munoz-Sarabia, will serve as president and vice president for the 2021-2022 school year. One of Skinner's goals during his term is more student involvement in making decisions or speaking out on university issues.
I think the big thing for us is just making sure that we are making ourselves available to the students, and making sure that students have an opportunity to weigh in on a lot of these issues. And so that might be town halls, that might be emails, the Eagle emails and all that. Making sure that we're really opening ourselves up to the student body and making sure that they have access to us.
Skinner hopes that SGA will become more active about the decision-making role when it comes to UNT policies, stating that, quote, the first priority should be the students, end quote.
We communicate with UNT administration when we do have these conversations, when we're talking about how we can best serve the student body, it's actually designed to help the student body as a primary responsibility or focus of that conversation. Oftentimes there's many different stakeholders in the decision-making process at UNT. But ultimately, the purpose of UNT is to serve the students that go there. And we want to make sure that that's a focus and a priority as we have these conversations going throughout the next year and making that a precedent for conversations after our administration.
Skinner is currently serving as president-elect and will begin his official term on June 1st.
Luckily for him, our new UNT SGA president is coming in at the same time as this perfect weather.
And with the perfect Denton weather comes our very own Lexi Flores. Lexi, what's new?
Thanks, guys. Now, the weather isn't quite perfect, but it's looking really nice. And looking at our North Texas area, everyone seems to be enjoying this nice weather as well, sitting in the 80s and even in the mid 70s. Now, taking a look across the state, temperatures are looking a little different as Amarillo is sitting at a cooler 58 degrees, and in Central Texas, it's getting into the upper 80s. Now, taking a look at our 7-day forecast, this week, we do have some showers coming in. On Tuesday, the percentage is at 60%, and that is going to be sticking with us throughout the week, but clearing up by the weekend. Now with these April showers brings May flowers, but the flowers are blooming earlier this year, bringing a lot of pollen into our area. So if you feel yourself reaching for a box of Kleenex, don't worry about being sick. It might just be allergies. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Lexi. As we start to feel these warmer temperatures, so do the flowers around us. The Botanical Gardens in Fort Worth is the perfect place to get into the spring spirit and see nature in its full beauty. ntTV reporter Kevin Pacheco gave us a glimpse into the garden's beauty.
The Fort Worth Botanical Garden is home to various plant species that can be found within the Rose Garden, Japanese Garden, and other areas. This 110-acre garden was established in 1934 and is the oldest major botanic garden in Texas. Visitors from different parts of Texas or even other states come visit the garden for its beautiful colors and soothing environment. Visitors usually share a common favorite within the garden.
Well, you know, the whole thing is very interesting. I think the Japanese garden was pretty cool. It was just very unique. My wife is into gardening, and she found a lot of species that she's familiar with and a lot that she's not, so it was really kind of interesting.
Different plant species, such as the Japanese maple, are brought to the garden from different areas of the world. The garden is always changing colors with the seasons, so visitors never have to worry about missing out on the visuals. Though plants are the garden's main attraction, the landscape and designs also appeal to visitors.
I think the rose garden, even though the roses weren't in bloom, I think just the landscaping itself is just incredible.
The garden is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Adult admission is $12 per person and parking is also included. Events such as weddings or using the garden as a background for photo shoots will cost extra. Be sure to visit their website at fwbg.org to find out more information.
You know, Victor, I want to go, but I feel like my allergies are going to be acting up.
Well, thankfully, I'm already done with my allergies, so I get to visit that beautiful garden.
Good for you. When we return, our North Texas dancers and cheer squad make UNT history.
And coming up, Vincent van Gogh's art is known to the world, but a new exhibit has transformed his work for an immersive experience.
I really don't have any. Definitely want to catch up with friends and hang out, maybe go eat somewhere, and just definitely just want to know what's going on with them because I haven't been in touch with them in so long.
I will not be news today.
Art is evolving in both style and presentation every day. So where does it stand today? Let's take a look at what happens when Van Gogh meets with innovation. Do you know Van Gogh? Well, you can get to know him and his paintings by going to the immersive Van Gogh exhibit coming to Dallas in June. You'll get to see many of his famous paintings in a surreal experience all around you.
When you come in, you're walking really into the installation. The art is all around you. You walk through it, you move from space to space and around the room, and you can examine it from different angles and see different elements of it.
The way the exhibit was made was that it was video mapped with the interesting architecture all around in the building when the exhibit was first created. It is a series of short film by constructing and deconstructing Van Gogh's art.
You're moving through the space, so the public is moving through the space, and it's all around you, combined with filmmaking, combined with seeing art, that make this new medium of this immersive installation.
And with the current climate, following COVID-19 guidelines are always at the top of the mind and a priority.
And we have projected onto the floor these social distancing circles. So you come in, you go to a circle, you view the art from inside your circle, but people move through. So once the person beside you moves out of his or her circle, you can move in there and thereby move through the exhibit and see it from all different angles.
The people that work hard to make this experience happen do it to make other people happier in these tough times. In the way the immersive Van Gogh exhibit is helping evolve the art exhibit scene, it's also giving us a new medium.
I think that's exactly what we need. Coming out of COVID, where we've all been limited in terms of what we can do and where we can go and what we can experience, to have something completely fresh and new that you've never had before, that you've never experienced before, is just phenomenal. And I can see it in the public when they come through this incredible cathartic release when they see this.
Visit www.dallasvangogh.com to learn more about the immersive Van Gogh exhibit. If you'd like to listen to their amazing music before you head there, look up Immersive Van Gogh on Spotify to get the whole soundtrack.
And what goes with good music? Dancing and maybe some cheering. This past weekend, North Texas dancers and cheerleaders proved that it's not just the guys on the basketball court that can win championships. The ladies came home with some hardware, and while their season is ending, the celebrations are just beginning.
The North Texas cheer and dance teams competed in a virtual nationals competition this year. Things look different competing for these teams since COVID, but these teams still made history for their programs. I got to speak with the captains of the dance teams to see how this season looked.
I'm the Jazz Nationals captain. We compete in the Jazz category, Division 1A at NDA Nationals.
The dance team competes side by side in a routine with the cheerleaders, but this routine brought home second place.
The most rewarding part was being able to get through it as a team despite all of the obstacles and challenges we faced with COVID and competition and all that. So just getting through it and coming out placing the highest we've ever placed in prelims.
And game day is basically a collab with cheer, dance, scrappy, and the drumline. And it's just an overall representation of a college game day in your city. So it's a lot of fun, very energetic, and we like to involve the crowd. So it's a crowd favorite.
North Texas cheer team brought home first place this year since 2002.
Donald, look at that cheer squad, and then look at me. I don't see a difference.
Victor, you'd be lucky to have a few differences with them. Jocelyn, please tell us more of what is going on in the world of sports.
Had a performance that was simply picture perfect, and Mean Green's Track and Field hosted the North Texas Classic meet over the weekend. All that and more when we return. Hope Troutwine equals perfection? You got it. UNT's very own senior softball pitcher made national sports news for the first ever perfect game from North Texas history, outscoring Arkansas Pine Bluff 3-0. She managed to strike out all 21 Arkansas Pine Bluff batters, making her the first D1 softball pitcher to strike out every batter. Troutwine has thrown 2 no-hitters in her career and has struck out 21 batters for a total of 3 times. On Troutwine's performance, head coach Rodney DeLong said, quote, "Anytime she gets the ball, she never surprises us with the success she has. She's the hardest worker on our team. She brings it every day, and she deserves all the credit and all the success in the world." Now that's how you strike out your competition. The Mean Green soccer team finished their regular season with a bang by defeating UTSA in a 3-0. 5 of the players earned all-conference awards. Senior Brooke Lampy and forward Allie Beard were named first-team all-conference. Goalkeeper Kelsey Brand and sophomore Michelle Gonzalez were named third-team all-conference. And finally, the young defender Maddie Sterrett was named all-freshman team. The Mean Green Eagles are now preparing for round 1 of the Conference USA tournament, in which they will face Charlotte. This past weekend, Mean Green hosted the North Texas Classic Track Meet, and a pair of stadium records fell to North Texas Track and Field, along with 4 first-place finishes. Some breakout stars included Michael Gonzalez, who earned first place in pole vault at a height of 5 meters, while Hallie Walker set a North Texas record in weight throw with a toss of 56.11 meters. It's great to see the Mean Green Track and Field off to a great start as they head to Baylor Invitational Meet April 16th through the 17th. Mean Green Sports has been dominating lately, and as a fan, I am here for it. Hot dog. Baseball season is in full swing, and what's better than watching America's pastime and eating hot dogs? Getting paid for it. Now, the casino reviewing site Bonus Finder is looking for someone to be their official MLB professional food tester. The chosen participant will get paid $500 to watch baseball games and even more, critique the hot dogs. If you are 21 and you're up to the challenge, you can apply on Bonus Founder's website. The deadline to apply is May 2nd, and they will choose a winner May 5th. If I win, I know I will be relishing every moment. Back to you guys in the station.
Victor, I want to join the competition.
I just want to eat hot dogs, Donald.
Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
And join us again tomorrow night here at 6 on North Texas Television.